academic contents and the style of management, way of doing business, all those changed. So we are the very first people to enjoy the benefit of the changes in future. So I'm equally happy to be with you for an interactive session to share my experience and learnings, which I've learned during my career span of 15 years. And I'm very much confident that whatever I have to during this interaction, whatever we share, it will add a lot of value to your knowledge base. And post this session, you will be entitled or enlightened with lot of intricacies of corporate world, and you will come to know what is the minute requirements you need to get successful, to get a employment in the job market, or make yourself ready for a job market. Mr. Niran already introduced me, but I think I have to tell few more words to make it bit relevant here. As you mentioned, I am the CFO of a company, Spanish company, and right now, if you see my profile includes, as usual, CFOs are deal with finance, but my profile includes, apart from finance accounting, this includes supply chain management, commercial negotiations, general administration, and human resource and strategic. I'm a strategic advisor to the board. So why I am elaborating those, why I am telling my job profile to you, because it is relevant here, because I would like to show you the magnitude of expertise what I got due to understanding the numbers. If you have the ability to understand the numbers and ability to analyze numbers, then you can reach the greater heights of in the corporate world, in specific to corporate worlds. So in this context, commerce is nothing other than numbers. Commerce is everything in related to numbers. You have to analyze numbers, you have to understand the numbers. So here I would when I tell why you choose commerce, because commerce enables you to understand numbers, which propels you to reach all the aspects, all the requirements in a corporate or in an industry. We have a small presentation here, and we'll go through that presentation, and throughout this presentation we'll tell you what are the why you need to choose commerce, and what are the career perspectives in a broader scale you will get if you pursue your career in commerce. So can you open the presentation?
Yes.
It's not, I think, visible.
Visible now?
Yeah, it's you can see. Let's move to the second slide, if you don't mind, please. Thank you. Okay. So here we are going to discuss why we need to choose commerce. There are multiple streams nowadays. Earlier days there are only 3 streams of studies, but now things are opening. Right? Recently I just come to know there is a stream called fine arts also. There are a lot of opportunities. So out of these, all the successful streams or domains of studies, why we need to choose commerce as a career perspective or career option? The world is slowly or strategically moving towards a capitalist economy across the globe. If you go, whatever the form of governance in China, Russia, or any part of the world, but slowly we're moving towards a capitalist economy, and capitalist economy includes a lot of industries and business activities. And whenever there are a lot of industries and business activities, they need professionals who understand numbers and who can enable or who can support them to to maintain the business or to maintain a sustainable format of business. So in that context, commerce is having a huge potential in job market in future. Understanding and controlling number is considered as key and primary activity of a sustainable business system. So, when it comes to, there are 2 sort of community in a organization. One is financial guys, and another one is non-financial guys. it is the responsibility of financial guys who convert the operation and the general activity of an organization in a certain subjective way, so that non-financial guy can understand those intricacies of the operation. So qualified financial professionals are becoming business partners in building strategies, resource management, leading changes, and adding values. Slowly, if you see if you see the job market right now, we are exploring, or we are interviewing many candidates for various positions. Still I find in all domains there are a massive shortage of real-term professionals, those who really love their job and those who really contribute to for the value addition of the organization. There is a massive shortage of professionals in market. So when it comes to qualified financial professional, there is massive shortage, though there are plenty of qualified people available. But when I'm saying qualified professional people and qualified people, there's a difference. Getting a certification and getting the knowledge of doing things, those are two different things. So still, when you go to job market and search for a good financial professional, still it is very difficult to get a real good financial professional. So nowadays, after the popularization of artificial intelligence and machine learning, business learnings, so business environment is becoming more challenging, and it is enabling finance professionals to tackle the various financial risks in a very good way. So when it comes to fundamental pathways of commerce, there are multiple perspectives, very famous perspectives. If you see, those are auditing, finance and accounting, taxation, law, and the risk management. Those are the very key areas where the financial professionals can immediately put their step and get success. And those are very secured sort of domain where only financial professionals can explore and contribute to the organization. But there is another aspect that is called financial partnership. Why I put it inside an inverted comma? Okay, sorry. Why I am putting this one inside a inverted comma? Because financial partnership is a new age tool. Yeah. After the introduction of artificial intelligence and very sophisticated ERPs, the general accounting and financial data entry type of things like data entry, bookkeeping, those things are becoming obsolete. And if you follow the trend, whatever in how the financial intellectuals are predicting, maybe within a decade or something, all the financial professionals that job will become irrelevant, and that job will become obsolete. So if I'm a finance manager or CFO of an organization in 2030, then it will be, I don't think it will be a practical profile that I'm predicting those jobs will be obsolete by 2030. So what is the future of this finance profession? That is the financial partnership. We have to develop ourselves in certain way so that we can contribute to the value addition of the organization. We have to be a partner to the organization. We have to work with the board. We have to work with the strategic team, so that we can explore our ability of understanding numbers in multifacets, and we can contribute to the organizational development. So in that context, that there is a huge simultaneously, if you see, maybe certain roles will become obsolete, but there is a bigger spectrum is opening for financial professionals, so that we can make ourselves stable, we can make ourselves a key component in organizational growth. Shall we move to the second slide? The next one. Okay. Okay. Way beyond commerce becomes. So here we are exploring, if one student or anybody is studying commerce, what are the things he can do in future after once you complete your commerce graduation, or once you complete your intermediate in a commerce stream? What are the things you can do? There are basically three way of looking into these things. One is immediate term, another one is short term, and one is a long term. Immediate term is what we, in case some candidates, they are in the damn need of financial concern, they have a damn need of financial difficulties and they need to get a job immediately. So how they will explore the job market with their understanding of their background in commerce, how to get a job. So there are a lot of opportunities for those candidates as well. So that we are going to explain in the immediate term. Short term are candidates, those are the candidates who wants to go into job market but with a little bit understanding of certain specific skill. They need to go to acquire a experience or a job or a ability which they can add value, which will add value for them to target a job immediate or in a short term period. Third one is long term aspect. This is for the highly ambitious people who wants to get a professional qualification or get a very specific knowledge on certain subjects so that they can they can do a proper starting in a corporate world, or they can reach greater heights in a immediately once they complete the professional qualification. So these are the three basic ways going forward after you have completed your BCom or your intermediate. So next, let's go to the next one. Okay, immediate term. Commerce, as I mentioned before, commerce means provides lot of employability in an immediate term. There are, if you go to job market, I'm interviewing many people in recent past. So in this context, I would like to say, whenever when you explore for a in a company setup, that time you will find there is a minimum requirement of a very qualified people in a company setup. Maybe one or two you need a chartered accountant or a cost accountant to run a business, but more you need a accountants, like general accountants, bookkeepers to run the business. So if you have rightly qualified your degree in commerce, then you are you have a greater chance of getting employability in the job market. So there is a need of accountants, as I mentioned, in job markets, and more than finance manager and controllers. So what you need exactly to get an immediate employment? So when we interview people for various jobs, so that time we used to see, okay, basic requirement as a degree in commerce. Then we need to see how he is very well versed with the accounting standards. So it is in our commerce degrees. So in graduate, when you do graduation, that time it is well explained. Those are those accounting standards, accounting convention concepts, and all accounting technologies. It is already mentioned. So we used to see how these guys are well versed with the accounting concept and standards. Second one is in the real world, after my 15 years of working experience, I find it is the ability of understanding Excel is more required than anything else, because right now, after the introduction of so many sophisticated ERPs, this those ERPs are taking care of many things. You don't need to apply the accounting standards in your daily life. In your organization. So it is more required your ability to understand the Excel, how well versed with Excel you are, how you manage Excel, what are the details in Excel that adds a lot of value for an accountant. So if a commerce graduate is well versed with Excel, then he is a hot cake in the job market. So I prefer somebody when they're trying to get a job immediately after a graduation or a post graduation, he or she must go for some years of audit experience. That adds a lot of value when it comes to the readily employability. So it is better you can go for a training on any ERP, so that will help you, like Tally in India. Tally is quite famous at Tally, or SAP or Oracle, that will add a lot of value when you go for a job interview. Those things are a lot of value that you can explore more. You can sell yourself more if you have well understanding of the ERPs. So in this context, I would like to share a story, small story. I was, as I'm staying in Qatar, I was not filing my returns, income tax return, for many years. So last year, when I decided to file my income tax return to avoid any sort of complexities in future, so I spoke to one of my friends. Though I have plenty of friends, those are CA and cost accountants. So I talked to one of my friends, and he got introduced myself to one of his friend, and he managed to file my income tax return, and surprisingly it was successfully done, and everything's filed. I got my tax acknowledgement, everything is clear now. And I'm glad to share the person who filed my return, he is earning more than 25 lakhs per annum, and he's stationed in Delhi. He has more than 1,000 of clients like me. And surprisingly, this guy is not a chartered accountant. He is a commerce graduate only, he has a BCom degree from Utkal University. So I was shocked to listen that one, though I'm a chartered accountant, I render the service to a graduate who is, who knows the taxation and the complexities of filing a tax much better than me, or much better than few of my friends, those who are working in industries as chartered accountants. So it is always not required to get a professional qualification to get successful. Those who are wants to pursue their career immediately after completion of your degree, then you can go ahead and you can pursue. You need a passion, or you need to focus on what you want to do. Then it will bring you success, and it will propel to new heights. So next one is short-term and medium-term financial courses. These are the courses which is available in all the universities. These are the courses. There are many courses is provided by ICAI, the Chartered Institute of India, the Cost Accounting Institute of India, and the Company Secretary Institute of India. They are providing many short-term courses which enables the candidates, which enable the student to learn certain specific skills which they can get a immediate employability in the market. So I think those are nowadays it is very famous. Like I can mention some names like Master of Financial Control. This is in Utkal University as well, and Bachelor in Business Administration. This is a very good course that's available in Sai Sukhdev College of Business Studies in Delhi. But there are in almost all universities and higher study institutes, these courses are available. I have mentioned only few name of industry in universities, but they're widely available. But makes you are exploring and understanding the value of those institutions before you select those institutions to join. And these courses they teach you the certain abilities, technical and financial abilities, which make you more adept into the industry requirement. So you be little bit vigilant when you are going for such type of courses in related to the institutions and universities. So business administration, then certified financial planner, certified credit research analyst, chartered life underwriters, certified wealth managers. So there are multiple courses which you can, if you browse in internet, you can get plenty of courses with a 6 months to 1 year time period, which you can go join and you can get it done and ready for the job market. Okay, let's go to the second one. The next slide, please. Okay, here we are going to explain the long-term perspective, or how you can build your robust academic platform or robust background in commerce, so that you can become a horse of a long race. So chartered accountancy is one of the very esteemed profession in India. It is well recognized across the globe, and it is one of the highly paid job in Indian job market. So it was dream course or dream qualification for many young Indian students. So you don't you ask any Indian students pursuing their career in commerce or science, they will prefer to be a chartered accountant in future, because this course is a bit difficult to qualify, but it brings a lot of value, and in terms of money and in terms of social recognition. So still this course is highly recognized in India. So this, if you join chartered accountancy, you are going to study accounting, economics, law, taxation, audit, IT, financial management, cost management, and corporate reporting. These are the specific subjects what you are going to study in chartered accountancy throughout the 3 stages. In chartered accountancy, it is governed by one institute called Institute of Chartered Accountants of India. There are this institute, the qualification in India, and the members who pass through, the students who pass through this institute, their exams, they are called CA, Chartered Accountants in India, and they have a statutory recognition in all the government or legal presentations. So in order to join chartered accountancy, there are 2 ways. One is foundation route, another one is direct entry route. Foundation route is for very early students, like if once you complete your 10th standard, you can register for the foundation group. You don't need to wait up to 12th standard. You can register for 10th, after 10th in foundation route. You can start your studies, but you can appear the exam. You can qualify once you complete your 12th standard. Your 12, your intermediate, once you complete, you can attend the exam and you can qualify. So it is a when you go for the second one, that's a direct route. You can, once you complete your CA foundation, or you are a BCom with 55% mark, you qualify BCom with 55% mark, or any other stream of graduation with 60% mark, or you are a chartered management accountants from Institute of Cost Accountant of India, you are qualified intermediate, or you are qualified intermediate of company secretary, you can directly join intermediate course of chartered accountancy. So once the registration of this is organized every year on 30th. Before 30th, you have to register for 30th of June. You have to register for November session of exam. You have to register before 31st of December for May session of exam. The Chartered Institute of India, they conduct exam 2 times a year, that is November and May. The dates they publish on newspapers few days before, so that you'll come to know. But the month is November and May. You have to register on 30th June for November and 30th December for May exams. And the preparation period for 12th for foundation course is 4 months. So once what is this preparation period? That is, once you join your once you register yourself for chartered accountancy, you need to study 4 months to attend the exam. So after 4 months, you can attend the exam, and you can appear and you can qualify. So for the registration of this foundation course is 9,200 rupees, Indian rupees. And for intermediate course is 8,200 Indian rupees. And for CA final, it is 22,000 Indian rupees. So these are, when you compare to the return of investment, or when you compare this one with the amount of money you need to pursue a qualification in a other esteemed institutions, like other management and MBA qualification or other, this is nothing. It's just like peanut. You don't, it is very negligible when you compare to the other the course fee of other qualifications. So in foundation there are 4 subjects, and in intermediate 8 subjects, and final 8 subjects. Altogether you have 20 subjects if you are appearing immediately after 12th standard. If you are appearing after BCom or your graduation, there are only 16 subjects to qualify. So a type of question is 2 subjective and 2 objective in foundation, and all the 8 papers in intermediate are subjective. You have to write in a center, exam center, and in final all 8 papers are subjective. So you have to appear in the examination center. So when it comes to passing mark percentage you have to get 40% mark passing mark for in each subject, so that you can qualify this for the particular subject. But you need aggregate of 50% in each group, so that you can pass the group. Suppose you are securing 40 marks in each subject for 4 papers, but you are not getting, suppose 40 mark is, that means you are getting 160 mark in 4 papers. Even you cannot qualify that group, because you have to aggregate, you have to secure, you have to get 50% in aggregate. That is the 400, total mark is 400. You have to secure 200 marks in aggregate, so that you can pass the whole group. So there are, recently there are a lot of changes happening in CA Institute, ICWA, and ICI, and company secretary. They are introducing more IT and information technology and soft skill related skills into the system, so that they can make you well versed with the changing dynamics of market. So you have to go for 4 weeks ITSS training. That is, you have to register that one before inter and before practical joining practical training. Then articleship is quite mandatory for CA final or CA students. 3 years of articleship you have to do. I have missed certain very micro details in this subject. I am attaching the brochure of ICI. If you go through that in the next slides, the brochure is available. If you go through that brochure, you can find all the everything, like structure of exam, the number of questions, what are the format of question, whether it's a multiple choice question, whether it's a computer based exam. Those things are very much details in those brochures. You can follow that one. So now so we can go to the second one, that is cost accounting. That is the CMA. That the qualification is called CMA, Chartered Management Accountants, Cost and Management Accountants. That is organized by Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So it is one of the very key profile or key job in the job market in the organization. Like as I told you in the CA explanation, in the describing the qualification of CA makes you a professional who is more versed with financial reporting, risk management, understanding the strategies and advising the boards on strategies. They are more into the corporate reporting and financial reporting and analysis. But when it comes to the cost accountants or the cost and management accountants, they are more into the management side of the business. They analyze the reports, they analyze they evaluate the cost structure, cost management, and cost. They do more on the cost side and management side. They prepare management reporting. They they highlight the key performance indicators and key performance criteria of an organization to the management, so that they can take the right decisions. Though they are very, very much instrumental in managing the cost in organization. As in the organization, it is very much important to have qualified cost accountants. So this job is highly required in the job market. So this is also similar to chartered accountancy. The structure is same, like foundation, intermediate, and final. Those you can join these courses into 3. You can join after 10th, same like CA, and you can join after 10th, but you can appear the exam after 12th. So is the date of registration is 31st July and the 31st January. For you have to register before 31st July for December session and before 31st January for June session. And preparation period is same, like 4 months you have to prepare. So registration fees are 6,000 for foundation, 22,000 for intermediate, and 25,000 for final. The same, there are 4 papers in foundation, 8 papers for intermediate, and 8 papers for final. The structure is more or less same, and they are more into, as I told you, they are more into the costing aspect of the studies. So you will find plenty of subjects on the cost and management accounting in this in the studies. So there is a 3 months of practical training is required, but you can they are asking for 15 months mandatory. But what usually professionals do, once they complete their professional qualification, they go for a job market, and once they start job, simultaneously they can earn this practical training, and that enables them to get the membership in the the CMA qualification. So the passing percentage is quite good. If you can see the last December 2019 term, I got this one from the internet, though we have to check the authenticity, but the passing percentage in final is nearly 19%, intermediate is 25%, and foundation is 79%. So okay, shall we go to the next one? This is the Institute of Company Secretaries of India. They govern a qualification called Company Secretary, and it is the name, if you see secretary, it looks like it is a secretaryship of it's a low profile job. But if you check the real term value of this qualification, they are considered one of the key professional people in the organization. They are ranked in same as CEO, CFO, and Chief Operating Officer of a company. So it is a highly accredited and highly valued position. So they, CS, the company secretaries, are only eligible to present the company in various statutory and in front of SEBI, in front of various tribunals. They are only eligible to provide, because particularly in this subject, they are specific, and their key competitive advantages, they understand the legal aspects of the organization, legal aspects of the society, and the business environment. They study a lot of business laws, a lot of taxation, and the complexities of stock exchange, the insurance regulatories. They studied all those things. So it differentiates them from a chartered accountant and from a cost accountant. And it is a highly accredited job, as I mentioned before. They are well paid in business, and you can search in internet. You can see a lot of people in the big fortune companies. They're earning crores, like certain corporates. They're earning more than 2.5 crores, 3 crores a year. Certain company secretaries. So this is a course. There is some recently changed. The structure recently changed. Earlier it was same like CA and ICW, CMA. There is a foundation, then executive program, then there is a professional. But in last few, I think February, they changed the course structure. Now they introduced a CS and company secretary executive entrance test. That entrance test is a computer-based test which enables anybody up to 10. Once you complete your 12th, or any graduate, any postgraduate, you can directly appear for this test, and they are conducting this test 4 times in a year, so that you can appear for this examination 4 times a year. Once you qualify this exam, you can directly enroll for the CS executive program. But once you complete this CS entrance examination test, or you are a chartered accountant qualified, or you are a CMA qualified, then you can, all these 3 categories, they can directly register for the CS executive program. This CS executive program is the same like 8 papers in this, and these are all subjective papers. And in professional group, there are 9 papers. Earlier in CA and CMA, there are 8 papers, but in CS, in the professional group, there are 9 papers. And in 9 papers, there are some papers, those are open book format, so that you can carry your book to the exam center, and you can write from your book. But considering the constraint of timing and the magnitude of syllabus, it is fairly damn difficult to copy from book if you have not gone through the book properly. So it is a very nice qualification. So you can see here the passing percentage is 45%, not like the CA and CMA, which is 40%, and the aggregate percentage of qualifying is 50%. So you need 2 years practical training, that is mandatory, before completing your professional level. And the passing percentages are quite good nowadays. So it is a quite good qualification which enables you to jump into the job market. Here I would like to share some of the my understanding when it comes to the professional qualification. That is, if you have a qualification, that brings a lot of confidence in you. When you are exploring for a job or you're attending a job interview, with a qualification, it brings with a professional qualification like in a CA, CMA, CS, or CFA, or any such qualification. It adds a lot of advantage and a lot of confidence in you to tackle the questions or to counter the interview, because in this when you study these courses, that time you understand the micro details of the accounting, micro details of auditing, taxes on law, and your risk analysis, your strategic management, your performance management. You study so deep into that one, so that it is very easy for to answer those questions. So you enter with a confidence. That is very much important when you appear for an exam. When you appear for a job interview. But apart from that one, throughout my 15 years of study, 15 years of experience, working experience, I find out your experience matter a lot. Ultimately, when you start your career, maybe a qualification is damn required, but when you pursue and when you grow in the corporate ladder, that time experience matter a lot. Everything become irrelevant in comparison to experience. When you go for an interview, definitely they need a qualification, but experience make you a king at the interview. When your qualification coupled with experience, when you are going for an interview, you are having both qualification and experience, you are becoming a gladiator. That time you are becoming unmatched and unparalleled. Nobody can beat you in the interview room. So those are the things which we should take care when we are planning our career. Right now we are in the very we are coming from basically from a very vernacular system of studies. We are coming from a very moderate and very low profile form of studies, where from the very first stage of our life we decide the purpose of life study, that is to get a job. There are very few who study to learn more or to have a intellectual growth. Majority of us, we study to get a job. So in that context, when your purpose, when your objective, your life is set, so it is very easy for us to decide the future course of action. So we have demonstrated the multiple facets, like your intermediate terms, your immediate terms, your short-term plannings, your long-term planning. You can plan accordingly. You can find out what is your objective, how many years you need to earn, and what are the magnitude of personal wealth you want to make. So in considering those things, you can secure or you can select your career plan. So generalized knowledge make you academic excellence. You can do academic excellence having a generalized knowledge on everything, but in order to get a successful in the corporate world or industry or in a job market, in particular when you want to earn a lot of money in your life, so you have to have some specific knowledge. Take a case of anybody who is leading a company or leading a organization, a blue chip organization. They have secured or acquired a very specific knowledge on certain things that is enabling them to earn a lot of money and a lot of social recognition. So please concentrate on getting a specific knowledge on certain things that will help you to boost your morale and boost your employability in the market. So let's go to the next one. Here I am attaching all the brochures of ICAI, CMA, and CS, which you can explore. You can read it, open it, and you can browse it. You can see all details of the this course of studies. Okay, let me go to the next one. Apart from this, what are the courses available in India? Like CA, CMA, and CS, CFA. There are some internationally recognized courses which are well. Here I'm not comparing any qualification with another qualification. I'm not undermining any qualification. Everything, every course of studies or qualification or any professional bodies, they develop their course of studies understanding the local requirements. Indian CAs or Indian CMA, Indian CS, they build their course of studies considering what are the requirements of Indian business environment. So we cannot compare what is provided by them and what is provided by the international qualification. We should not compare in between, but we can explore. Okay, these are it is the challenge in front of those groups, those boards, and those organizations, how they are changing their course of studies, how they are intimidating or they are accommodating the changing dynamics of the business environment into the course of studies so frequently, so that they can keep their members, keep their students more employable. So there are some international qualifications I would prefer to mention here. They are very much flexible to the job industry, very much flexible to the changing dynamics of globe. They change their course of studies quite frequently. They scrap the obsolete things. Hello, can you hear me? Hello.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Kajal.
Okay, sorry.
You are audible.
I saw there is I left the meeting, so
No, you are continuously audible. No issue.
okay. So these are the international courses. Those are they are developed these courses considering the changing dynamics of globe and the businesses across globe. Why this is relevant in the current context? Because now a lot of blue chip companies or big companies, they are becoming global. Now local company, there you will find very few companies those are local. Almost all companies, taken in the case of all the Nifty 50 companies in India, they are exploring their options to register in Nasdaq or register in New York Stock Exchange. They are in exploring their option to start their business in other part of the world. So in that context, the professionals who are going to work with those companies, blue chip companies, they should understand the business laws applicable globally, the taxation and the various and the different part of business. They need to understand the psychology, the business ideology of the cosmopolitan culture in the globe. So in that context, these courses are becoming more relevant nowadays. And if you are exploring your career out of India, somewhere in Europe or America or in Middle East, Far East, so these professional qualifications add a lot of values when you go for a job search or applying for a job. And particularly big four companies, big four like Ernst & Young, KPMG, PwC, and Deloitte. Nowadays they are searching for these professionals more because these professionals are well versed with the IFRS. IFRS is the International Financial Reporting Standard that is quite widely used across globe now. Slowly, US GAAP and Indian GAAP, they are adopting those IFRS standards slowly and more proactively to make it uniform. So in that context, you have SCCA, that's the qualification, is Association of Chartered Certified Accountants, that is from UK. They have a very good global presence and a similar structure. You have 3 groups. So those are basically, SCCA is a paper-based exam. You have to appear those exams in the British Council. In India, all British Council, they have their examinations. So you can attend those examinations. And it is not that much expensive when it comes to compared to other professional qualifications in management, but it is a bit expensive compared to CA and CMA. Then next one is CPA. CPA is the Chartered Certified Public Accountant, that is from USA. In many of countries, you will find CPA qualification, but here I am mentioning about the CPA from USA. That is one of the esteemed qualification in globe. You go anywhere, this is the highly sellable. It's like a hot cake in the market. You go with a CPA qualification, nobody will deny your presence. So this is a more or less is a little bit of qualification to complete, and they have some very good course syllabus and very elaborative, and they made a real-term professional in a person. So it's a very good course and it's not at all expensive. So next one is CMA. CMA is the Institute of Management Accountants, that is from USA. That is also a very good qualification. This is a multiple choice question. You have to appear these questions in a computer-based exam. You don't need to go to any place. They have a register. They have acknowledged few examination centers in throughout the world, so that you can go there. Those examination centers, you can appear the exams there through computer. So basically this is the Indian. If you are a CMA from USA, you can get a with some formalities. You can get a membership of IC Institute of Cost Accountants of India. So they have mutual agreements in between these institutions. They have mutual agreements with the Indian Institute of Chartered Accountants, Indian Institute of Cost Accountants, and Institute of Company Secretary. So once you qualify certain courses, you will get exemption in other courses. Like if you are a chartered accountant from India, you can get a lot of exemption in ACCA, so that you will appear only 5 or 6 papers to qualify this to get this membership. So you can explore those things in the internet. I can subsequently provide the brochures. What I forgot to attach, I can attach those things. Other qualifications are like CIA, Chartered Institute of Internal Auditors, Chartered Institute of Information System Auditor, Certified Information System Auditors, Chartered Financial Analyst from USA, Certified Actuarial Analyst, Association of Internal Certified Professional Accountant, that is SIMA. Those are the very good courses. Particularly, I would recommend CISA, Certified Information System Auditors. That and Certified Actuarial Analyst. Those are the future of our qualification. If you are securing those qualifications, then you are making your future robust. These things will be there for many years now, because as we are exploring more into digital world, then we are exposed to the malicious activities happening through information systems. So if you have that type of degree, then it will add a lot of value. So these qualifications are are a additional advantage to you to explore international market. So I think I have completed almost everything. Hope it is clear to all of you. I'll pass to our convener so that he can continue the next. Thank you.
Thank you, Kazal.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Kazal. It's
okay.
a great.
Thank you. Thank you, Kazal. Okay, now if anyone have any questions, you can ask. Kazal, so I have actually a question.
Yeah, tell me please.
Suppose someone is with the art stream or the science stream, can he or she do this MCOM or this BCom? Suppose someone has plus 2 with science stream, so can he or she do this BCom, MCOM with all these courses? Is there any possibility?
Yes. Yes. Thanks, Niran. Absolutely, it's open. These professional qualifications are very widely open for any stream of students, except students from fine arts. If you are doing some degree in fine arts, then they are restricting to enter. But if you are doing in arts, commerce, science, they are widely open to join these courses, and they can pursue it. And frankly speaking, I'll share with you, I have many friends, qualified chartered accountants. They are from the science background. They have completed BSc and they continue CA and they qualify. And I am a +2 science. I was, I completed my intermediate in science. Then I switched to commerce and pursue there. Hope I'm clear.
Yeah, it is clear. So actually, the slides are very well managed, and almost most of the informations are there. So thank you for this talk also. And it will be better actually if more people have joined, because this one is very crucial information, very good information people should need. And I'm sure many science people and this don't have this much of information related to this commerce related area. So people should join actually, more people should actually, but I don't know the reason. So I feel a little bit of bad for that. We are expecting much more audience here also. But anyway, we'll post this one on YouTube and Facebook. Let's see. It will help to people those who don't have this information. Okay, and thanks you once again.
This is anyway. This is we should keep trying. This is why I am interested in these activities, because as I mentioned many times to Tarakanta bhai, it is we as we are coming from very different type of background, in a vernacular system where communication barriers, lot of things which we struggled in market, in corporate world, to prove ourselves, to learn things what is required in market. So we spend 20 years of our life in understanding those things. So I would like to convey those things to the students, so that it will be a quick fix for them, so that they can get those things immediately. So we have here Mr. Prabhat Rana. He is a budding entrepreneur, and he was my roommate in my college days. He was my senior. Yesterday we had a discussion, and uh, he has a massive pool of knowledge. The information he has, the knowledge base he has acquired throughout his career, it is massive, so that we can immediately transfer those knowledge to the students, so that they can they get the benefit of those immediately. So I would prefer to have more sessions. I don't know means how practical it is to convey those things. Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
so we'll,
well said, Kajal. I think I highly appreciate the way you have, articulated and presented this session. And thanks to, Dr. Tarakant, Dr. Martha, and, other organizers of these things. It's a noble cause, right? I personally, at the midnight, I was talking to Kajal yesterday because I just wanted to discuss that, what is the concept and theme we are going to. But while discussion, I was sharing with him a lot of things that when I started. In fact, we are staying together in our academic time, and a lot of things we are sharing, and our without how limited knowledge you are carrying about our career, about I was talking to him what would have happened if I would have not come to this city, or in this particular place. I would have been now in my village, right? So it is all about career guidance. I am sure that thousands of and lakhs of students these days also still not getting the career guidance. When I started
yes,
studying commerce, I joined commerce because my brother, elder brother, was studying CA. My father wanted me to join either after degree CA or ICW, and that is the one because of that only I joined commerce, right? After that, after graduation, what is next? I have to study CA or ICW. There is no other guidance, no other career path and all this. These days, the enormous opportunities, enormous career fields and all these things are available. I'm mentoring, guiding, and I'm also in fact I have when I was in my regular full-time job, I have I was part of campus hiring for premier schools, these schools. I used to go and present, uh, give them a presentation as orientation and all, campus hiring and all. So there are a lot of gaps now, though we have a lot of institutes, a lot of things, technology and all these things are available. The availability of if anybody want to know that what is CCA or CFA, people can Google it and see it. But those days it was not available. Now I'm pretty sure that in the academic students, they're not getting not utilizing the technology properly because lack of guidance. And I'm not I think you guys are academics, the professors and all these things. We need to interact more with you guys and see that how the educational pattern or academic pattern has got changed, or if it is required also. I am really interested, as Kazal said, right? We have spent 20 years of our career. Now it is a time to share our experience, share our knowledge, and groom our next generation people, next generation students, so that they would not waste their time, rather they can just go quite into the right direction, right, career path. So, but again, I would like to give a big thanks, all the participants and the organizers, and looking forward to more such sessions, more such, I'm happy to contribute, and where I'm now happy to introduce many more entrepreneurs and the experts, professionals to this forum.
So Saurabh Sharma wants to add the one point. Nilan, can he do it now?
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can do it.
Yeah.
And after
Actually,
that, maybe you can tell something, and we may conclude. Yeah, Saurabh, please.
Yeah. So thanks, Kazal, for giving the presentation first of all. So I just want to add the point, right? So which Niran asked question, if somebody else can learn this commerce thing, right? So I just want to add because nowadays it doesn't matter which background you are. You have live example in our forum, which Pravat has told, right? Pravat was basically commerce experience, but he chose the path which is totally different based on his qualification, right? So it doesn't matter which qualification we are doing. And nowadays, being a science student, I'm a science student, so I'm filling my return myself. There was time when I used to run behind some people and ask that please help me to fill my return. But now today I don't need, because at the time I didn't experience. Now I do go directly to my income tax online service which government has provided. I have Form 16. I just review and I have learned the things, and based on that I am filling the form. So the point is, if person is willing to learn, right? So it doesn't matter which background you are. Doctor, if you see Sambit Patra is an example. He's by profession is a doctor. So, but he is a good speaker. He's playing a politician role in this time. But he is a doctor. What is the expectation of the doctor? He can just do a operation. No, anybody can do anything, but it's matter what type of exposure we are getting, and what type of guidance we are getting. What Parvat has mentioned, right? The guidance is very important. And thanks to this forum, at least you guys are distributing the knowledge to many people, uploading the information in the YouTube or social media, so that people can see this information. And in past 15 years or 20 years, I think that privilege we don't have. But at least to secure our future, right? What is the future? Future is next generation. If we can guide next generation, so you know that what is our career path in future. Yeah. So I just want to add this information. Just thanks so much.
Just 1 minute. I would like to add something very briefly. Thanks a lot, Mr. Saurabh, for highlighting those things. It is, you are 100% correct. This is that's what I mentioned. Our jobs are becoming obsolete now. Maybe after 5 years I'll not have a job, because the way artificial intelligence and the IT infrastructure, they're expanding their tentacles. Many things are getting automated nowadays. You don't need a chartered accountant to file your return. So those are the live example of how vulnerable we are if you don't adapt to the new challenges of market. If I don't learn the supply chain management, if I don't learn the commercial negotiation, I cannot retain my job in next 5 years. This job will be obsolete. That is the first thing. Second thing is, I would like to tell you, you need a specific knowledge, in-depth knowledge to get successful. Managing certain things, getting pioneer or a master of certain things are two different things. Okay, you can manage by under observing others, but you can manage certain activities by browsing the internet, learning in a short-term period. But in order to master certain things, like when you are in a strategic position and taking decision of multi-billion dollar, that time you need mastery in the risk management. You need mastery in the in the foreseeing the future possibilities. In that time, you little bit the professional qualification helps a bit in that one. I am not, though I am a chartered accountant, I always advocate not to go for a formal qualification. But I think in certain cases we need a a professional qualification that give you, a silver lining in your understanding. So just to add that one.
To
Thank
add
you.
few points, if I'm not, burning time, just I'll finish up to add few points to Kajal's,
Okay.
and see, to my experience, as I said, right, as Kajal told, and all this, I may become management honors, academic, and my career path got diverted, and I started some certification program, got into job, and because that time job was key for me, right? And although I joined company secretary, and then I enrolled for the all these things, that is a different, it's a big story. And but still I did part-time MBA, because see, academic teaches the discipline. It is my takeaway from my academic things. It will not give, it doesn't guarantee that it will give you a job. What we study in the academic, it discipline, right? It teaches discipline, which helps us rest of our life to make the discipline and connecting various dots, right? And job, your intellectual, your effort, hardworking, dedication, honesty, all these things will help you to give a job, and position you in your the rest of the career in a professional world. So that is what my 20 years of experience in the professional experience, and I believe on that, and strongly I focus on those attributes and parameters. But as Kajal said, right, those jobs will be obsolete, professional is it's a big risk and all these things. But certainly I agree, and certainly also I some extent I disagree. It is a mix of technology and professional skills. It is a combination. You cannot build a good technology if you don't have domain and subject matter expertise. Now we are building a system because by the help of subject matter expertise, right? Without consulting, I am also building the accounting system, and the tax filing system. I consult a CA and ICW or company secretary to know the compliance, to know the what are the limitations and all these things. Otherwise we cannot build it. So any profession, whether it is a professional CA, ICW, I have a company secretary working for me as an advisory. I have a CA working playing the CFO role. I don't do any, though it's a technology company, I don't do without consulting them anything. I don't sign any kind of agreement or any NDA without consulting, because there are certain things we draw the line. They are the experts. They can guide us, they can suggest us better ways when we are dealing, when we are negotiating. They will protect us. So definitely we need them. And same time the professionals, 20 years back when I was studying, we were saying that why do we need, I need to study a computer, because this is the all about the professional domain, right? I don't need to study computer and all these things, but it is required. Technology is also equally required. So if you are a good chartered accountant, you are running a firm, you should know, or you are working in a multinational company, you should know SAP system, you should know some ERP system, and things. You should also advise and suggest people's. So it will go hand in hand. It is not like that one will eat another's job and all these things. It will be sustained, but we need to tune ourselves based on the trend and based on the technological improvement or domain expertise a change in a change in the change. So that is what I want to say.
Okay. Thank you, Prabhat, for sharing your thought. So, on behalf of Bandhu and Bandhu Academic Outreach Program, I would like to thank our speaker, Mr. Kajal Biswal, and all participants, and all members of the organizing team. And so thank you to all for joining here. Okay. And we hope we try to make this kind of event future more for that for the betterment of student, those who needs this kind of information is necessary. Okay. So here we're going to conclude now then. Okay. So thank you once again.
Thank
to
you.
all of you.
Thank you all. Thank you very much. Thanks.
Okay. So we are concluding.
Thanks. Bye.